Greetings, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of our podcast listeners around the world. I hope you all are doing well. It's been a couple of days since I did my podcast. I've just been kind of working on other projects. But as always, I've never forgotten about you. I appreciate your support and continued participation in the evolution of the global marketplace using the social media platform, which I penned as the um, you know face economics concept back in the days. Uh, Thank you for joining me. My name is Al Mina. Looking forward to actually sharing some updates on our uh, two book projects as well as some other um, you know, kind of pet project that I've started several years ago, but haven't really had the time to, you know, complete uh, some of my manuscript project, book projects actually for about my bio. On top of the other two books that I'm currently working on, the first, or I guess the fifth book is in social media we trust. This is a standalone book. It's not a part of the face economics series, but the one following this book right after I published in social media we trust, we're going to roll out face economics a world reset, and that is a part of the face economics series. It's going to be the third book project that we're going to be rolling out within that series of books. So that's something that I would recommend people kind of look out and pay attention to. You know, there's a lot of things that are evolving within the social media, realm, and the utilization of social media. There's so much capacity that the social media a platform can replicate and create the opportunity to partake knowledge or engage in knowledge transfer. With that said, thank you for joining me again. My name is Al Mina. I am the concept author of Face Economics. I guess I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of read some of these headlines that are coming into my social media feed, and as always, we share these news feeds throughout our platform so that people can learn about some of the things that are genuinely interesting in terms of things that are um, taking place under the sun. I guess if you want to put it that way, it's not really, I guess it's not the common uh, verbiage when it comes to things that are happening under the sun, but things are definitely happening under the sun that has never happened under the sun ever in human history, thanks to the social media platform and the environment in itself. As you all know, there really isn't any more barriers or borders to knowledge transfer, information, and also various ways to build capacity off of what is being shared on social media. So that in itself is a game changer because throughout the world, throughout humanity, mankind have never had that kind of free flow of information. Uh, you know, transcending borders, and that's something that it's never happened before. Typically, information have been kept within the local marketplace, and then depending on who it is that you would like to get access to those information, then you would share what you've learned within your sphere of influence or people that are within your circle of friends or circle of influence. And I guess to some extent that's still happening. There are countries around the world that are still not able to get access to YouTube material or Facebook or any other social media material. So there's still a lot of, you know, if I can only say it, compartmentalization of information in markets worldwide, but that too has kind of diminished, and it's slowly, kind of slowly decreasing in terms of its authority and power to, section off markets. People tend to travel and they go to various countries, and therefore they share the information that they learn from within the country they're in, and then take it back to whatever country they're going to. So in a way, there's a lot of you know information that is now freely shared throughout the world. So anyway, let me go over some of the stuff that I just noticed. There's this issue within the European Union. I just saw that, you know, they're fighting over the supply of vaccine, and I guess some of them are banging heads whether which country it is that's going to get the supply that they needed for COVID-19's vaccine. So that's just one of them that's been shared on social media. Another, let's see if we can find anything good. Okay, here's one. They're saying, and this is from SBS Australia, and they're saying, or asking, could eco-friendly 3D printed homes be the future of housing? So I guess they're, kind of playing with the idea of housing their homeless population using 3D printed homes or, shelters, so that their homeless population would be able to, live independently. And I guess this is fairly cost effective in terms of 3D printing or 3D printed houses. So that's something that's pretty interesting, I think. That came out of SBS Australia, and that was published actually February 27th, so it's been a month ago. So I guess there's a lot of evolutionary stuff that are being shared on social media that is now becoming, world news, and people that have never had this kind of exposure to new ideas and concepts before are now getting access to, things that are happening in various countries using, new technology, artificial intelligence, social media, obviously, and all sorts of innovative modern technology. Here's something funny. A 75-year-old lady who sells corn in India was gifted a high-tech cart. Or is this in India, or I'm not sure if it's in India or Nepal, Bengaluru. I'm not sure where exactly that is, but this 75 vendor, she's a corn vendor, was given a cart with solar panels on it. So now, her cart's being powered by solar panels so that the fan and any heating, I guess, grill that she's got on her little cart is solar powered. Pretty interesting stuff. Who would have thought? I guess it's old-fashioned selling. It's been upgraded in terms of how technology is being incorporated into her little tiny cart. So anyway, let's see what else is going on. There's something kind of negative here about Facebook. I think I'm going to skip that for now because there's really isn't a whole lot of content there. I mean, eventually I think that's going to fall on its wayside in terms of some people that aren't happy with certain things that Facebook is doing. As you all know, I'm not trying to take Facebook's side or any social media platform side. There's a lot of learning curve that social media organizations and developers have had to deal with, and it's going to keep on evolving. They're going to have to adjust and adapt and follow, the regulations, laws, in order for them to keep, their business open. So I guess we're really, dealing with an experiment right now. The world is going through a major experimental, type of experience where we're all trying to kind of see what this social media platform is going to, amount to. Is this going to be beneficial to humanity, or is it going to be, a problematic, situation for civilization? You won't know. We're all basically test driving the social media platforms. So we really don't know what's going to happen unless we find a way to turn it and make it work in our favor. I think that's the only way, these things can really help humanity and help civilization, is if we can make it work in our favor as humans, and even the marketplace. So with that said, I'm doing my best in being able to incorporate, our concept into the new normal. I'm doing my best to, kind of help with the transition. It's never easy, when you're rolling out a new idea or concept. You're basically going to have to deal with all of the, pushback and criticism, you name it. You're going to get the brunt of it, just because, any pioneers, when you're sharing new ideas, something new to the marketplace, and something that's never been explored in the marketplace, you're always bound to have to deal with, a lot of problems. And I guess that's just the reality of things. Anyway, let's see what else is going on. I'm not sure if we're recording our video right now. I don't see the lights on my camera's powered on, so I want to apologize ahead of time if we don't put up a video on this series. But since I'm not sure if the camera's rolling, just feel free to just follow us on our podcast. Anyhow, so let's move on and see what other whatever else is being shared on social media. Oh, okay, Hanoi, Vietnam. They're showing what Hanoi looked like back in 1972 on social media compared to what it looks like now in Actually, this was a picture of Hanoi, Vietnam in 2020. They've got like skyscrapers and all sorts of buildings. I guess overlooking this river. I guess this is the Mekong River. But yeah, so that's been shared on social media, and it's actually being promoted by Discover ASEAN. The ASEAN is a group of Asian countries. This is an organization of Asian countries that are helping develop the economy of Asian countries. That's called ASEAN, but this particular headline has been shared by Discover ASEAN. See what else is going on. Oh, here's another interesting subject. Facebook just said, or actually, this is published by CNN. CNN had published that Facebook will be showing less political content. I guess that's something good, especially now that there's a lot of fake news and misinformations that are being shared about candidates on social media. And some candidates can't even get access to social media. Like I tried to run last year, and I definitely did not get a lot of exposure via social media. Hopefully that's not the case for other candidates, but I'm hoping that there'll be some sort of equality in terms of publicity and access and content sharing on social media, even if you're a no-name candidate. Maybe be an independent or whatever party you belong to. I think there should be an equal opportunity to access the marketplace and the voting population on social media. So who knows? Maybe that will be a reality one day. So, okay, here's another one published by CNN. I just covered this actually back regarding Australia, but this one is actually here in the U.S., so it's home, it's right here at home. And they're talking about in New York, there are builders now that are selling 3D printed houses in New York, somewhere in New York. They didn't really say where, but that's interesting. So it's in the U.S. market as well. All right, let's see. Washington Examiner publish a Democrat governor proposed letting big tech create own local governments called innovation zones. So I wonder who this guy is. Let me see if I can open up his information here. So let's see, Nevada. Okay, so that's in Nevada. The governor of Nevada is proposing, guess what? Innovation zone is what he calls it, and his name is Steve Sisolak, and he would allow tech firms to establish separate local governments within the Silver State, according to a draft of that proposal. It also says Sisolak pushed for the creation of so-called innovation zones, which would reportedly provide ways to bolster the state's economy without the need for corporate tax break. And also a draft of the proposal obtained by the Las Vegas Review Journal read, Sisolak draft bill suggested that existing local government model is inadequate alone to provide the flexibility and resources conducive to making the state a leader in attracting and retaining new forms and types of businesses and fostering economic development in emerging technologies and innovative industries. So it sounds like, they've heard of faceconomics. So I guess they're following suit. Obviously, that's our platform. It's always been our platform, the use of social media and technology in developing capacity and increase economic development worldwide in various markets. All right, here's one from Breitbart. Interesting. Polish government. Big tech cancel culture is Bolshevik, not democratic, according to this one article. Interesting, and it's been published by Breitbart. And here's a local news. 13 News Now just published, I guess almost just published a few weeks ago, I guess. They're saying the BBB warns, I guess that's a Better Business Bureau, warns people to not post COVID-19 vaccine card on social media. So I guess there's people posting their vaccine card on social media, and they're saying not to do that. I guess there's some sensitive information that you definitely don't want people to find out about you. Okay, well, with that said, it's our 15-20 minute allotted time went by really fast. So thank you so much for sticking sticking around with me, and I appreciate your time. I look forward to our next engagement. Again, my name is Al Mina. Thank you for your continued support, and I wish you the very best this coming week, and looking forward to our next engagement. With this said, have a wonderful evening, good morning, or afternoon wherever you are on this planet. Thank you, and talk to you soon. Bye bye.